Alright, hello everyone. So let's take a look at today. Now yesterday I had done a video, but it didn't pop up on the membership page. If you don't get a video by London opening, let me know, because you're supposed to get a video at least until Monday to Thursday. So do let me know if you ain't getting anything, because that's probably a technical glitch and I can fix it. In any case, I've put the video of yesterday just in there today, but just know that unless there's an emergency, there's always a video at least Monday to Thursday. Right, then let's get on to it. Now with gold. Now yesterday I did a video on this as well on the YouTube page. If you're not following the YouTube page, it might be a good idea if you've got time to do so. We don't always have the time for everything, but it's not a bad idea, simply because and it's this video here. On this one, I talked about a few stuff there, all right, on this recession-proof trading, which might be of use to you guys. All right, so let's go back. Now today, the trading hours. The trading hours are here. Now yesterday I actually took a trade on this one right over here, okay, and the reason for that was because we had a swing day Friday on gold, and swing day Monday. So that was Friday, and today's Monday. Yesterday's Monday. So going up was logical, and I did say when you're going to go up with it, be mindful, because Monday can also turn into a high swing day. But as you can see, it didn't, which is nice and easy. So Monday, Friday, I'll put arrows here. You can see you want to go up, and this was a good trade to take, because I did say in yesterday's video, and if you've learned timing from me, you would have seen that there was a disruption, and I did mention that in the video. It's a shame that it didn't pop up on the members area, but you can go over that video as well from yesterday, which I put up just now. So going up with it is good. So if the market comes back down and you want to go back up, I think it's doable, because the next swing day is a few days ahead of us, and having this push up, I think we're just following the trend in that direction, okay? And we've got a target there on the price and a 71 there, which is 3,506. So we could go even higher into that 3,506, and there's an inclination to do that. Okay, so 3,500, and let's just make it 3,505. Okay, so any pullback into a trading hour is good. And the reason I did go into that yesterday was it was very logical, and I'll actually explain it, so it'll be a case study for you. Now we had a trading hour here, as you can see. Now the market came up into that trading hour, but you can see the market didn't really turn around. Once the hours were over, right? Once the hours were over, the market was still in this zone here. It just didn't go down, right? So that led me to kind of believe, well, okay, if it's not going down, then maybe, we're going to break out, because I'm also expecting volatility in the market, right? Disruption in the market. So that could be like we're either going to do a sudden move up, or we're going to do a sudden move down. But because the market hadn't really turned after all those bars, I thought to myself, okay, you know what, that might be the way to go. And where is that $1,000 trace? This one there. Okay, so I thought I'd go in with a small lot size on that one at that price there, which is just underneath the weekly pivot, right? And the reason for that was why I normally enter with 2 lot sizes, but I did just one, is because the weekly pivot and we're under it, and so I thought I'll take less risk. But at the end of the day, this was a logical trade, because we have a swing day going upwards, we're at the trading hours, going long is okay, and this is the time, I think, when I was doing the videos or something, and then so just following it up. Okay, same with this, the trading hours. You see how it's pushing onwards. Also, I did say in the video, if the market turns around here, okay, then we should go towards closing, and that's your closing there. All right, so yeah, as you can see, that's all worked out just fine. So now if we come back into a trading hour today, as you can see, I've put the trading hours there. Okay, we're all in there. And if we do pop back down, that'd be a good opportunity to get back in the game. Now today, there's going to be volatility in the market. Okay, and that volatility, well, this 6 o'clock is nice as well. Actually, I did put 5 and 6:05. This is a good spot too, but there's a gap here. Damn. Oh well, whatever. Now this could take us into 10:30, and it would be great if we were down somewhere to go back up. Okay, so we'll see how that pans out. Now today is going to be volatile in the afternoon, so after 1:30 onwards, all right, you can expect volatility all the way going into 4:15. And if I take a look at the news as well, let's see if we've got a 4:15 news hour, and if so, we'll need to be careful. Oh look, we've got 9 o'clock. All right, that's fair enough. I don't have anything. Yes, I do. 8:15 to 9:15, and that's exactly during news hours. So that's going to be like a targeting zone there for us. All right. So the Fed looks like they're not going to be putting the interest rates down. So we'll see how things pan out. Okay. But 9 o'clock, 9:30 is all good, because we've got 8:15 to 9:15 setup hours, and you can expect volatility, and that's basically it. All right, yeah, that's basically it. So that could be the way to go. All right, and this could also be like a nice flow in from here as well. I would have preferred to be a bit lower, at least down here, but that's just how it is. All right, we'll see how things go. If you find yourself low in any case at the trading hours, there anywhere down, and you want to push it up, you can. All right, be mindful for this volatility, and we can see because of the news we are going to get volatility. All right, so that's gold. So we've got room to go up. Pull back to go up, I think, is the way to go. And don't FOMO, all right? No fear of missing out. Just trade at the right time, at the right price. And if you don't get it, just let it go. That's gold. So we've got room to go up. And now let's take a look at the euro dollar. Now with the euro dollar, remember, also from yesterday's video, I put 2 arrows here, and this is Friday, right? So we've got Monday here, swing day, Friday, swing day, Monday, swing day. So going up is logical here, all right? But this is a bit of a tricky situation because of this zone here, all right? So I am expecting the market can break, okay? It can break, okay? And if it does so, it's going to either, go up somewhere and they're going to sell off, okay? Or we're going to break to the upside. Now, if we break to the upside, it has to be above the weekly pivot. I'm just going to get rid of that. That's the PST level on the daily, but I already got the weekly pivot there. Now, look, if the market breaks above there, and then we pull back into a trading hour back here or back there or back there, and you want to go up with it, you can. All right. If the market is up somewhere and it's a trading hour and you want to sell down, that's also okay. All right, because of the because of the Friday, Monday can be a swing day from the high as well mentality. If it breaks above the weekly, okay, we've got to break out on the daily. If it doesn't, we've got to break it down on the weekly. The first target is done, but we still have room to come down, okay? And I'd like to see it down here rather than back up here. But if we go back up here, we will sell again if it's a swing day. All right, so it's a bit of a tricky situation here, but it's not going to be tricky for us, because if we're down into a trading hour, buying with a tight stop loss is okay. If we're up, selling with a tight stop loss is also okay. All right, so that's the way we can play it. Just do it with a tight stop loss and understand that there's going to be volatility in the US session due to the aspects happening. All right, it's obviously not because of the Fed. Who cares about the news or the Fed? The important thing here is to understand that we're going to have volatility. Okay, and that's basically it. Let's take a look at SP 500. Now then, today is a swing day. All right, so this was a zone here. We might still tap up into here, which is fine, but at the end of the day, this is a sell zone, right? So Tuesday swing day. If we are up somewhere, it could be a PST as well, which is a 65, 67. So mark that price level, 5722, 5766. 5722, 5766. All right, so we've got room also up there. It's a bit tricky, isn't it? Now let's take a look. We're on a Tuesday, okay? Last week our swing day on this one was Thursday. So Thursday we are coming into Tuesday. All right, Tuesday we've made slightly lower low, and that's the gap fill there. Okay, and from here we could go up, right? So Tuesday can also be a swing low to go up, all right, into here, and then what? And then we can sell off. All right, so we can do that on Tuesday. If we end up somewhere high on Wednesday, we can also sell. All right, so that's how we'll work on it. That's how we'll plan it out. Now this is the weekly. If I make this a little bit bigger, there's room down, there's room up. So I still say if we end up somewhere up during the New York hours on Wednesday, we can sell. Okay, we don't have to rush the sell. Okay, so we can be at the highs around 9 as well. Okay, even at closing, and then the market can start to sizzle down afterwards in the Asia session as well. So what I would do, okay, what I would do if you want to trade it, understand that I want to sell on the higher end, okay, in that zone. So that 5722.66 is the zone. In fact, you can see I've put 5743 there because of the gap. So that's the end I'd rather sell at. So if we make a move up there today, stop, sweep, or even stick around here, then tomorrow is okay to sell. If you want to buy to go up there, where should you do it? Then 58.55 is going to be your zone, which is 5614, 5582, 5614 is there. All right. And what was the other one? 5582. And that's like done a stop sweep there, 5582. Considering that's a spot there, is it a swing hour? It's a swing hour according to 605, which is right there. Bloody hell. Should we do it? Has it feel? It hasn't. Well, it's that there. And then what? Expansion. Contra energy, all the way into 1030. You know, that might not be a bad kind of push up. All right, from here. You might wait for the if you're going to be in the New York session, waiting for that 230 may also be the option. 230. All right. As we get to 230, though, expect volatility in the market. Okay, from 230 to like 415, you can expect some volatility. All right, and that's basically it. That's on the PST. All right, here on the daily, here on the daily. That's on the PST on the daily. On the weekly, you know, it's anybody's call. 43, I've already put that in there before, which is 5460 as a target. Okay, so that's on the weekly if it goes down. Okay, if it starts to break down, you know we've got time, we've got room to go down into that 5460 there. If not, 54 is a target, and that's all the way at 5845, which is 5845 is there. All right, and that's that. So New York time zone, we're going to have to look into it. This is going to be that green box here. New York pre-trading session is going to be there. Okay, and London session is going to be at 10:35. But London isn't really interesting today. Just 10:35 might be interesting, which is there. Other than that, yeah, nothing to talk about. If you want to enter to go up, you need to make sure you cover your trade. It's a bit of a sandwich zone, but what can you do? All right, and that's how it is. Let's take a look at Dow Jones. But before we do that, I'm just tempted. If I was to cover this trade with that, for stop loss there, if I was to enter, let's just do a quick calculation. Stop loss is going to be there. If I enter trade now, I can cover it there. If I cover it there, well, that's a coverage. It's pretty close cover. And if it does break out, then we've got room to go up. So that's an option. Is there a gap on a smaller time frame? Let's just do a live one while we're at it, right? Just down here. So if I do an entry there, it's pretty much what it's doing here. That gap is all the way there though. So if the market does dip down, maybe in London, okay, or if you, okay, so if you wait for this, if the market comes down, I've got 605 here, so this is actually 605 on that bar. All right, so a retracement into this to go up is okay with a tight stop loss, okay, on a smaller time frame. In London as well, this is also okay. If I was to do a retracement on the PST 45, that's the price of 5634. 5634 is there. Okay, and that's it. So this is okay. Yeah, you see how it's moving up there. Alright, so this was actually nice, not a bad entry, okay, to get in, and you can cover that trade right up there. It's a good thing we went over it. It's a nice little case study. You can see how nicely you can put your stop losses nice and tight by just entering in a trade. Also, this was the hour. Any entry around here was also okay. You can see it's like doing a U-turn there very nicely. Okay, so that should initially go all the way to there at least. Okay, and if it gets there at least, then you know that will cover your trade in any case if you enter nice and tight. When you're in a situation like this, okay, you either have to be like, you know, looking at it and calculating quickly, and not like me just looking at it and saying, okay, let's get in. Okay, but you know, you need to be there saying, okay, this is the trading hour. Now we're like kind of moving upwards. So if you're entering anywhere here, that low is done, then entering on that bar or the following bar allows you to put a stop loss and to cover quick, and then you can follow up on the trade. All right, so this is a nice example. Okay, fair enough. Let's go now to Dow Jones. All right, I hope that makes sense. A bit of case study while we're doing it. Now, Dow Jones. Okay, now look, this is the high of yesterday. So market goes higher, which is good. Okay, and now we're pulled back. What's the push breaking? That's where the market is pushing upwards. So if I put Fibonacci on the high and to the place of the breakout, we've got a 37.525. Not a bad spot. And then we've got this bar, 6 o'clock on that bar. Now if you make an entry here, then your stop loss needs to be just under the 25 there. Okay, there are no gaps on this one, so it's a cleaner entry, as you can see. Okay, and on the daily we can still push into there. Now Dow Jones had a Monday Tuesday swing day. Is that Monday Tuesday swing day going to turn into a breakout day? Now I don't like to buy the highs, as you know, but at the end of the day, if I want to sell this, it needs to be around here. It needs to be in this box here. All right, and because the box is a bit big, want to use a PST level and not just blindly dive in there. And that PST level on the weekly is at least 50.41.778, 41.778, which is like all the way up there. So this might have a bit more room to go up, and then we could have a Tuesday high, and then we'll see how we can sell off on a Wednesday. Okay, so if you want to follow that through, you can. If we were to buy here, let's do that. Okay, let's do that and put a stop loss at 41.120, let's say 41.120, and I want to target that 41.120 is there. Okay, just under it. As you can see, from that entry to there, I need to be able to cover it at pretty much 6361. Well, it's pretty much there. As you can see, that's a really close cover at 41.246. 41.246, right? and that's going to be a coverage, but I can't place that. Why? Because the trade will be executed at market conditions, yes, because I need to make this at least 1. Okay, so that from there would be your execution, which makes sense. All right, if you're trading the Dow now, because there's a gap up here, your second target should be at least there, but you need to then manage the trade, okay, and then move with it. So this from here is not a bad idea. If it does pull back, you can still push up with it. So if we were to buy, we can buy like that, and that's already covered, and I need to just get rid of this white line so we can see the stop loss. Okay, so my stop loss is just underneath the 25 line there. Okay, but that's the low done, so that's basically it. All right, now the second position, if we were to enter another one, okay, needs to be on the high of that. Okay, but I'm not going to do a second position. Why? Because I don't like buying the tops, but then this is 1-to-1. It's not very interesting for us. Okay, but this is, if we could enter 0.5, 0.5, that would have been okay. In any case though, we're going to have to go with the procedures, which is going to be, so I'm going to buy another one, okay, and then I'm going to modify, and then I'm going to, well, that's already done, let's do it from down here. So we're going to put a stop loss 41,120, and then we're going to target there at least, which is 41,420. Okay, 41,120, but we're going to adjust that 41,120 to 41,420. What am I talking about? 41,420. All right, but I'm going to adjust that with, what am I going to adjust it with? With the hours. All right, so when you come here, you can see your risk as well. Okay, so if we enter there, we've got $63 risk. Expectation, as you can see here. So this is working like a mini lot as well, 235. Okay, which is pretty much 1 to 6, 1 to 4, sorry. Okay, which is fine, and if that works out as well, it should cover the trade, 62 to 63, so 1-to-1. Okay, and then that is going to be 1 to 4. If they both go in our direction, bingo. If we cover the trade and then get stopped out in the other one, that's part of life. Okay, but you understand what I'm talking about, yeah? So let's take a look at NASDAQ. Now with the NASDAQ, rightio, so we're like a bit snailing here, right? But you can see this is a bit of a closed gap. Okay, gap closure is done, you see. That's nice, and it's done that at 6 o'clock, so that's good. So that's an up bar, so entry there, stop loss there, and then you need to cover the trade. Now that's what I'm talking about here. When you enter, for example, on that bar, because you can see the U-turn happening here, your stop loss is going to be there, very nice and tight, going into there. So that gives you enough coverage already. Now with NASDAQ as well, we've got a Monday, all right, and that was your Monday, right? Now this is a bit tricky. So you see, buying here is not a good idea. Okay, on NASDAQ, buying here is not a good idea. So if we end up somewhere, then selling is okay on this one. Where can you sell on the 60 zone? You can 22.13 and 24.17. So 24 17 and 20, what was it, 200 odd, 213, 20, yeah, exactly there. All right, so it's also doable. All right, so it depends where we end up on the evening. Okay, because we had a Monday swing day on this one. Yeah, so we'll have to see. Okay, be mindful because this is a bit more tricky. Yeah, it's a bit more tricky, and I'm okay to sell on this one actually. You see, this is like a sell opportunity here. That's there, and that's there. So anywhere along this line here at the tops, the green box is all good. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Now on Bitcoin as well, remember, what do we have? Monday swing day. So Monday swing day, nice and easy. Okay, I did say selling is good. You're okay to do so. And I think we had Sunday on this one too, didn't we? Sunday, and today's Monday. So Sunday, Monday. So we had a nice down day. And now what is the question? Will we go towards the next swing day? Possible. Okay, remember for me this is a sell zone, so I do not want to be a buyer on this zone here. If you want to sell, there's room to come down. This is the daily. So 52, 48, 47. These are your targets. Note them down if you're trading Bitcoin. 93,076, 92,320, 92,006. Those are targets on the lower end. On the weekly, got room down here as well. 53, 54, 90,564, 91,847. So you need to jot these down so you're on top of your game. Okay, and see how that pans out. Other than that, don't have anything to say. Okay, because a dip down, going up, we should be coming down again. Okay, and the place to sell, this is the first place to sell, and there are no, I don't see any gaps here except this little one here. Okay, but that's basically it. So sell zone, want to be selling down. Okay, at the trading hours. Now this is a good buy kiss, but it's already like kind of flopped in there. But if it does get into 68, which is 97,286, 97,286 is there. That's also going to be a sell location. Okay, so I can't think of really anything else on this one. You know, it's just, yeah, selling the highs we're okay with. Okay, if it comes up, weekly pivot, you want to sell, fine. Comes up, highs off Sunday, you want to sell, fine. Okay, because if Sunday, Monday swing day, then we shouldn't go higher. We can retrace to sell back down. Okay, have a good one. Any questions, dramas, always feel free to get in touch.